simple Chinese stir fry with brown sauce. I chose this recipe to share with you all today because I just really like stir fries. It's a great way to get in your veggies whenever there aren't that many options otherwise. For this particular dish, we'll be following a standardized recipe, which means that it has specific measurements that can be repeated and multiplied for other uses. Let's begin.
First things first, we must wash our hands well. Scrub your hands, wrist, and in between your fingers with warm water for at least 20 seconds and dry with a disposable towel. We'll begin by marinating our chicken. Here I have some sliced up chicken, and we'll add 3 tablespoons of water and 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, and we'll mix until the chicken is well coated. We'll leave that to sit for a few minutes to absorb the water, and then we'll add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1.5 teaspoons of vegetable oil and mix again until the chicken is uniformly coated. We'll let our chicken marinate while we prepare our vegetables. We're going to make sure that we wash our hands and change our gloves and surfaces before we start with any of our veggies after dealing with raw meats. First, we're going to begin with our precision cuts with the julienne on our carrot. That is about 2 inches long, 1/8 of an inch thick, and 1/8 of an inch wide to form stick shapes. Next, we'll be cutting our broccoli into 1-inch florets. That is just cutting the stem off and piecing up the broccoli in bite-sized pieces. Next, our green onions we'll cut the ends off of and slice into short and thin rondelles and then place next to our other vegetables in our mise en place. We'll peel and mince some ginger and garlic, and a mince is just a very small cut to bring out the aroma. Last, we'll do our mushrooms, which we'll take the stem off of and then slice into thin slices. Next, we'll prepare our sauce mixture. In a small bowl, we'll add some warm chicken stock, sugar, soy sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil, and white pepper. The measurements will be in the description, and then we'll just stir everything together until it's well combined and then set aside to finish our mise en place setup.
Now we're all ready to start cooking. We're at our mise en place setup, which just means to put in place in French. We got our chicken marinated and ready to go, all of our vegetables cut up, our sauce mix, and our slurry mix as well. Now time for the cooking.
Using a moist cooking method for the broccoli, we'll bring a pot of water to a boil and add in the broccoli, and we'll blanch it for about 2 to 3 minutes or until it's tender crisp. We'll then put it in some ice water to stop the cooking process and then drain it in a colander and make sure that all the water is gone. Using a dry heating method for the chicken, we'll heat a large skillet on high and add about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and the chicken in one layer. We'll sear it on one side and then begin stirring until the chicken is nearly fully cooked and opaque. After that, we'll turn off the heat, remove the chicken, and then set aside for later in the recipe. Later, we'll add it back in, warm it up again, and make sure that it's fully cooked. Without washing the skillet, we'll set the flame to a medium heat and add another tablespoon of oil, the minced garlic, and ginger, and we'll cook it and stir it until it's fragrant, about 20 seconds. Afterwards, you can add the mushrooms and carrots and cook for a little bit until the mushrooms are browned. We'll add the cooking wine around the perimeter of the skillet and then pour in our sauce mixture. You can use your spatula to stir the sauce around the sides of the skillet to deglaze it and then let it come to a simmer. We'll add about half and half cornstarch and water slurry mixture into the sauce while stirring constantly, which acts as a thickener for the sauce, and then we can simmer that for a few minutes. Last, we'll toss in the chicken and the blanched broccoli and stir fry until the chicken and broccoli is warmed all the way through and fully coated in the sauce. At this point, you can make adjustments to your recipe. If you like your brown sauce darker, add a dash more soy sauce, and if you want it thinner, you can add more chicken stock.
So there you have it, chicken and vegetable stir fry with a brown sauce. I made some rice earlier that you can pair with it, and then you can top it with some green scallions. Alrighty y'all, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. I guess you liked it.